Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here from For the Core. Today we're going to talk about how to be a good Marine. This is for those of you guys and gals looking to join the Marine Corps in 2020. And if you're just stopping by watching this video for shits and giggles, this applies to everybody. All right, if you're looking to become a better version of yourself or to be a good person in general, the 10 things that I'm going to give you guys to take away today apply to everybody. Not just the Marines or just the military, guys. So again, these are 10 things you can do to be a good Marine. For those of you stopping by for the first time, I started this channel so that I could create a resource that I wish I had when I joined the Marine Corps 10 years ago. I just make videos answering questions that I had when I was joining in hopes that you guys could take something away from these, all right? If you got comments, questions, or concerns, drop them down below. If you've commented before, you know that I'll answer every comment, guys. That's why I started this channel. I wanted to be a resource. I want to be the go-to resource for you guys. I'm not just up here standing on my soapbox preaching, all right? I want to answer the questions for you. I want to be engaged in the comment sections. So if you guys got comments, questions, or concerns, drop them down below. And I ask that you guys in return, smash that freaking like button, subscribe to the channel. I do upload a video every Wednesday, and I just can't thank you all enough, guys. I just hit 1,500 subscribers. Freaking mind-blowing. I posted my first video on April 6th. Did not expect the overwhelming response that I've gotten. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's get into it, guys. These are 10 things you can do to be a good Marine. How to be a good Marine is a question you should be asking yourself. And if you stick around to the end, I got a bonus 11th one, so stay tuned for that. Number 1, go in prepared. Do your due diligence, guys. Do your research. Watch videos such as this one. Watch other YouTubers' videos. Read. Learn the basic Marine Corps knowledge, guys. Your general orders, rank structure, things like that. Be as prepared as you can be when you leave for boot camp, all right? Also, be physically fit and go in with the right mindset. Number 2, learn how to push yourself past your limits. All too often, we as human beings, we give up too easily, right? When things hurt or when things are uncomfortable, what do? We cave under pressure and we give up. It's just easier to quit and easier to give up, guys. I understand. I'm a human being. I do the same stuff. But what I've tried to do as I've gotten older is I've tried to callous my mind, right? I've tried to train my mind to not give in to giving up so easily. All right, if something's uncomfortable, maybe I should go do it. Right? If you don't like giving speeches, guess what you should do? Probably get your ass up there and give a speech. All right? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Number 3, be self-critical. Know yourself, seek self-improvement. That's a motto that I say in my head all the time. You really want to be able to take a step back and look at yourself, notice your flaws, notice your weaknesses, and be the first person to criticize yourself. All right? Correct yourself on your failures. You know, being self-critical and having that ability to criticize yourself, it opens your eyes to improvement, and it helps you realize your true potential. On the other side of the coin, you don't want to be too self-critical because you don't want to be so hard on yourself to where it hinders your performance, right? But just enough of that self-critical is where it's at, guys. Number 4, be open to criticism. All right, this is the other side of it. You know, you can be self-critical to yourself, but you also want to welcome that criticism from others. You want to have the ability to accept that negative feedback. If you're doing something wrong and somebody calls you out on it, don't freaking tuck your head between your legs and cry like a little bitch. Own up to it, right? If someone's calling you out, it's probably for good reason, because it all goes back to being self-critical. If you're able to be self-critical of yourself, but you can't accept that feedback from somebody else about your work or about your work ethic or about yourself in general, then what's the point? Nobody likes a person who can't own up to their failures. So if you do something wrong and you get called out on it, my biggest pet peeve is when somebody freaking starts making excuses or blames somebody else. If there's one way for me to really just dislike you as a person, it's for when I call you out on something or when you're corrected on something, don't own up to it and instead you blame somebody else. Number 5, be positive at all times regardless of how shitty the situation is. In the Marine Corps, you're going to deal with a lot of shitty situations. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of stuff that you don't want to do. There's a lot of shit work. There's a lot of freaking working parties. A lot of sleepless nights. Just a lot of stuff in the Marine Corps and the military in general is going to bring you down to a dark place, guys. But if you can freaking remain positive in your mind at all times, you'll be good. You know, it's funny, like, I'm out of the Marine Corps now, but multiple jobs that I've had, people have always come up and said, like, man, you're always smiling. Why are you always so freaking positive? It's kind of weird. And I'm just like, not really. You guys are complaining and bitching and moaning about all this stupid stuff that's so trivial that it's just comical in a way. You know, it goes back to just knowing yourself as a person, right? The Marine Corps does a really good job of setting you up for success when you leave the military. Why, you ask? Because on the outside, people are very negative. You know, they let so many little things get to them. They cave under pressure. They fold like a lawn chair under pressure. And in the military, you deal with so much bullshit, you see so much shit that when you get out, everything just kind of becomes easy, right? Nothing's really that difficult anymore. Number 6, work hard, right? Everything that you do, you should be working hard. If you don't have a good work ethic, if you're lazy, correct that shit before you join the Marine Corps, all right? This just goes for life in general. If you don't have a good work ethic, you need to really figure out why it is that you don't have a good work ethic and why you feel so entitled to just be a shitbag. So this goes with your MOS. Bust your ass at your job. Bust your ass in PT. Just work hard, man. People are going to take note of that, especially your superiors, guys. They want to see you putting out. They don't want to just see you slipping through the cracks. All right, number 7, know your job. This goes without question because there's nothing worse than seeing a Marine fresh out of boot camp, fresh out of the schoolhouse that doesn't know anything about their job. All right, I was motor T, and we had guys coming out of the schoolhouse, even guys I was in the schoolhouse with. They didn't freaking pay attention. They gaffed it off. They thought they were badass, and they didn't know their shit when they hit the fleet. All right, so now they're a junior Marine, expected to know the basics, and they don't even know that. You want to freaking know the ins and outs of your job, be able to perform whatever it is that you're doing to the highest abilities, guys. All right, because that's going to be something that people are going to take note of as well. Number 8, integrity. Have some freaking integrity. Integrity is being able to do the right thing at all times, even when no one's watching. If you're by yourself and you're about to do something that's not right or that you know is wrong, being able to have the freaking mental fortitude to be like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to do that. Or just be a good person, guys. That's what it boils down to. Number 9, be a good listener so that you can then be a good leader. You want to be able to listen, ask a bunch of questions, soak that shit up like a sponge so that down the road you can take that and you can shape yourself into the leader that you want to be, right? The Marine Corps, you're going to deal with a lot of shitty leaders, just like any other branch in the military. It's the same thing in the civilian world, guys. I have encountered so many shit managers and supervisors in the civilian world that it's silly, all right? It's one of my biggest pet peeves about working for somebody. I'm not saying I'm a great leader by any means, because I got a lot of shit I got to work on myself, but in the Marine Corps, I had some freaking rock solid leaders that I looked up to and I wanted to emulate, right? I took notes on what they did, things they said, the way they acted, the way they carried themselves, and the way they treated their junior Marines or guys and gals who were underneath them. You want to be able to first be a good listener so that you can then be a good leader. All right, that's something they always told us in the Marine Corps, and it's kind of stuck with me ever since. Another thing, show humility, guys. There's nothing worse than having a manager or supervisor or somebody that's in charge of you who thinks they know everything, because they don't, right? A good leader is somebody who can take a step back and rely on those who are doing the job every day to ask them, hey, how can we do this better? Number 10, embrace the suck. You know, in the Marine Corps, you're going to deal with a lot of shitty situations, guys. It's not easy, but you got to learn to embrace the suck. This goes hand in hand with having a positive attitude at all times, guys. All right? When you're going through that shitty situation, or when times are hard, when shit's hitting the fan, be able to freaking be positive. Find the good in it. When you're going through that difficult situation, that's the growing experience right there. I look at that as a freaking win, guys. I don't look at those situations as a negative. I look at it as a positive, because no matter how I'm going to get through this situation, it's going to change me for the better. All right, if you go in with that mindset into every situation, you're going to be great, guys. You're going to be a lot better off, and it's going to change you as a person for the better. Lastly, number 11, this is the bonus. Call it a bonus if you want to. It is what it is. Work on yourself, guys. You want to train your body. Freaking work out. Push yourself past your physical limits. Become a PT stud. You're joining one of the world's finest fighting forces. So why would you go in and do the bare minimum, right? Why would you go in and just eat cheeseburgers and shit at the chow hall and not freaking bust your ass in PT, right? Eat healthy, work out, stretch, do all these things that are going to make you a better physically fit Marine, because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. And also, train your mind. Harden that shit. Your mind is so powerful, and it's so much more powerful than people give it credit for. If you have a shitty work ethic, or you whine about everything, or you look at every situation as negative, you know, it's because you got a weak mind. Train that shit. Learn how to harden it to be a better person, guys. I guarantee when you start training your mind, you'll start looking at life through a different set of lenses. And it's only going to benefit you guys moving forward, all right? So again, those are the 11 things on how to be a good Marine. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you got comments, questions, or concerns, drop them down below. Again, if you found this video helpful, smash that freaking like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Semper Fi.